Hi guys, my name is Ryan. You can call me Shred, and today I'd like to start this video out by asking you a question. Can you notice the difference between these two recordings? They are both recorded in 1080p, 60 frames per second, and a bitrate of 10 megabits per second. The difference is this. The video on the left was made using around $900 worth of equipment on one single PC, and the video on the right was made using two separate PCs and a capture card, totaling around $2,000. Now, aside from using a second PC to record one of these, they also use two different methods of encoding, and that is the topic I would like to discuss in today's video. The differences and the pros and cons between NVENC and X264. For as long as streaming has been around, X264 has been the go-to option for anyone wanting to encode live video for services like Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer, and for good reason. X264 is very good at compressing large video files into small files while maintaining the best possible image quality. However, this method of encoding uses your computer's CPU to compress video, and it demands a lot of performance out of the CPU to do this, which is an especially tough task to pull off for those of you who play games on the same system you are streaming from. Doing both of these at the same time takes a lot of computer horsepower, and a lot of budget gaming PCs just aren't capable of handling this at acceptable streaming quality without sacrificing FPS or detail settings in games. This is part of the reason why the quad-core processors of yesterday have started to become outdated in favor of 6, 8, and even higher core count CPUs. But these CPUs are expensive. Some of the nicer ones intended for content creators can get around $700 and up just for the processor alone. And as modern games get more advanced, they continue to feed on more and more cores and threads. When a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 is seeing more than 50% saturation across all 6 cores in my computer here, that doesn't leave a ton of room for the heavy load of running a good quality stream on the side. Here's where the guys over at Nvidia come in to say, hey, we've got a different way of approaching this whole thing and introduce NVENC. NVENC has actually been around for a long time, going back to 2012 with their GeForce 600 series graphics cards. But it wasn't until this latest generation of RTX graphics cards that this encoder really became a game changer. And I mean it when I say game changer. So what's the difference about it? Instead of using the CPU to encode, NVENC uses a specially designed chip located in their graphics cards. This chip is a dedicated encoder, and by that I mean its only purpose is to encode video, and when it does this, it has zero impact on the frame rate of the game you are running. And this thing is really, really efficient. According to their website, it's capable of recording 8K footage at 30 FPS, 4K video at 60 FPS, and when it comes to 1080p, you could record and stream at the same time at 60 FPS. Again, with zero impact on the frame rate of the game you're playing. To the people who stream gameplay live and also record their sessions to edit them into YouTube uploads later, this is a really, really nice feature. Perhaps one of the best things about NVENC is that it's not an exclusive feature found only in Nvidia's most expensive products. The NVENC chip that's in the $1,200 RTX 2080 Ti is the same chip that can be found across the lineup all the way down to the $220 GTX 1660. The point I'm trying to make here is that gone are the days of needing to spend $2,000 or more on a monster rendering machine. Provided you have one of these latest generation Nvidia cards, you only need to spend enough to get the gaming performance and frame rate that you need. Leave the task of streaming to NVENC. So if you're thinking this sounds too good to be true, and there must be a catch, well, no, not really. As I showed you in the comparison, it's really hard to tell the difference between the two. Now, if I zoom in on the character, it does become more noticeable that with NVENC there's a bit more blur and smoothing going on when the background is moving quickly past a somewhat stationary object. And if I'm being honest, this comparison that I'm showing you is designed to show off NVENC where it's strongest. And that would be when the bitrate and resolution is cranked up really high. As I mentioned earlier, X264's best attribute is that it's very good at making lower bitrate and lower resolution video look as good as it possibly can. When you're working within limitations like a slow internet connection, having the best quality might not be an option. Another consideration is non-partnered streamers. Twitch doesn't guarantee the option to change quality unless you're in their partner program, so affiliates out there might want to think about whether or not it's a good option to go for the best possible quality when there's a chance that they might be excluding their mobile phone viewers. If you don't opt for the max bitrate Twitch allows, or 720p 30 is the best that your internet can allow, then using X264 will help ensure that the stream looks as clean as it can. Now, I'm aware that my explanations can be long-winded, so let me simplify all this and get straight to the point. For the quality freaks out there, and those who make good income from content creation, stick with X264. It has slightly better sharpness and accuracy across the board, especially in the lower bit rates and resolutions, but it comes at a higher cost because of the expensive CPUs needed to do this well. For the budget streamers out there, or just anyone who, like myself, appreciates the value of $1, I strongly recommend trying NVENC. The difference in quality is nearly a placebo, and it comes with the benefit of being able to record and stream at the same time in excellent quality. As for when the difference between NVENC and X264 actually becomes noticeable, in my opinion, this is around 5 megabits per second and below. When it gets less than that, I think X264 becomes superior. On the other end, above 10 megabits per second, I think the placebo effect takes place. This is the upper range of YouTube's 1080p recommendations, so YouTube streamers out there, I think you guys see effectively no difference. Guys, I hope this video is informative and helpful. I made this because I don't think NVENC is getting enough attention. And I don't think people are aware of how useful this is and what a great value it is. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys whenever I make another video. Okay, bye.